What's up, Fortress Dwellers? It's Manny Brandon with Manny's Fitness Fortress, the citadel of power. Guys, today we're going to talk about Naomi Campbell and her ideology that women and children don't need a husband, don't need a father. All that coming up right now. Thanks for joining me. Manny's Fitness Fortress on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok are my three major platforms. Also tap in with me on Facebook at Manny Brandon. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, sharing, spreading the content. We do fitness, nutrition, wellness, mental health, and sports on this channel, and also some red pill content. But thanks for joining me. I got to get right into this. I was an adopted child, and I grew up with a father, although he was from the military and he was not as interactive as my mother. He was a man's man, a really hardcore, old school type of guy. And my mother was a really strong-willed black woman. But even though the dad's presence in my life, was, I don't want to say lacking, with verbalization, when he did speak, it was known what I could and could not do. His presence in the house was so valuable, I can't even begin to explain. Now, Naomi Campbell is one of my favorite models of all time. She paved the way for so many black women, not just in the fashion and modeling industry, but just in general as celebrities, as women, young girls looking up to her in America and in the United Kingdom and Britain. But from working with Michael Jackson to a myriad of different celebrities over the years, she's amassed a wealth and a reputation that precedes her, and she's, she was really the OG model right behind Beverly Johnson that really paved the way for a lot of African American women in fashion and modeling and entertainment and just the artistic realm, period. I love Naomi Campbell. She was like the go-to woman of beauty and excellence to look up to have some type of mentor for our young women. But recently, a few days ago, she came out on a podcast, a forum, and declared that women don't need men, children don't need a father. And this is a lot to unpack, but I feel really passionate about this. I'm gonna jump right into certain points and that are really need to be spoken about. The first thing is Naomi Campbell talks about how her mother raised her because there was no father figure, and she did fine. It could be done. And the key is, just because it can be done does not mean that's the best way for it to be done. You need that masculine figure in the household for young women, young girls, and young boys. The statistics are out there. Two-parent households always yield better offspring, better outcomes for those offspring than a single parent household. And if there is a single parent household, this is not me talking, guys, it's statistics. Single parent households led by men, by the fathers, yield the same or similar outcomes as a two-parent household. Single parent households led by just a women, mothers, fail in comparison drastically. But we're going to get into an article that was written about this entire conversation that she had. So let's check out, and I'm going to comment, while I'm reading, with each topic or speaking point. All right. Naomi Campbell is facing harsh criticism for her comments regarding her children not needing their father. Kids always need their father. Regardless of what you're going through with child support, any kind of separation, they always need their father. There's many cases where they don't have access to their father because of friction or tension between the parents, but they always need their father. She welcomed her daughter in May 2021 and her son in June 2023. Her comments come after the supermodel confirmed that she is a mom of two via surrogate. Ultimately, shutting down the rumors that her children are adopted. I was actually adopted, and the same resources that natural born children have access to, I had access to. A caring mother that was really implemental in my schooling, chores, discipline, making me realize self-worth and accountability and responsibility for my actions. And I was an adopted child, but I had got no privilege, no special benefits by being adopted. I needed both of my parents in that household. Campbell, who is 54 and a self-proclaimed single mom, told the Times UK in an interview that her children don't need a father because her mother, who was a single mom and had nothing, made it work. Said her children don't need a father because her mother, who was a single mom and had nothing, made it work. That's crazy. Just because you have that scenario and you are in that situation, you have to make the best of your scenario. That's the card you were dealt. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that it's the best scenario. Okay. You do that out of necessity, not out of option. All right. She says, "My babies are everything to me. It's made me fear for the future." She told the outlet, "I hope for a better world for my children. They are 110% my priority. I have to be there for them on their first day at school." This is crazy. She says, "I hope for a better world for my children." A better world for your children only comes about with balance. That means having a father and a mother in the household, a two-parent household. Now she's rich, she has the money for nannies and all that stuff. You can get a body and replace a father figure, but it will not replace the fundamental values they need to be taught. It's just a body. You can't swap out bodies for true interaction, commitment, time, a bond that's shared by a father or a husband, or a male figure. You can't swap that out. A babysitter's not going to be able to yield that result. All right, for some people, Campbell's comments don't come as a surprise to those who note that Campbell's father walked out on her life before she was born. Her mother, who was a professional dancer, left her with her grandmother while she toured Europe as a professional dancer. Despite a rocky dynamic as a child, this hasn't stopped the criticism for Campbell, who rarely posts her kids on her Instagram feed with the exception of stories. "My father was murdered when I was 4. Not growing up with your dad can skew your perception of men." One person commented on the situation. This is someone that commented on this whole interview she had. "However, now that I am married with children, I see the importance of having your father present and actively involved in your life." All right, this is a person commenting. And that's what I'm saying. You have to have, despite what you think of your father, despite what you think of your boyfriend, your husband, everybody has faults and falls shorts in some areas in life. Kids, daughters, sons need that father relationship. Young girls need it because they need to know the value of true love before they go out in the world and looking for it. Young men need to be taught how to be raised to become real men. They need that masculinity, which so much is being ostracized and demonized by the world. They're trying to make us more feminine, less masculine, and make women more masculine and more independent, to come across as with energies that say we don't need a man, we can do it all on our own. Back in the 80s, 70s, and 60s, women nowhere in the world by no means wanted to go out in the world and work when they didn't have to, when they had a man that was willing to provide them. But a lot of modern women now don't want to sit under the provisions of a man. They want to be independent, do what they want, not be told. They don't want any biblical applications to the relationship with a man. So they want to trade that bag in, that success, that title, in lieu of a man. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to a lot of modern women who do get it, who are awake. So this is just so bizarre to me. They're going to say a lot of women who harbor such disdain and regret for fathers or men in general are contributing to the degeneracy within our society. Absolutely. Another Instagram commenter stated, "It takes masculine and feminine energies to create life. A seed cannot grow without fertile soil, and fertile soil cannot foster without a seed to fertilize." Absolutely true. However, some people applaud Campbell for deciding based on what she thinks is best for her circumstances. Another one commented, I truly believe a man or woman can raise a child perfectly fine without a partner. That's BS. That's why we have so many effeminate young boys growing up. That's why we have so many lesbian girls. They don't know that you need that masculine figure in the household, okay? You need that masculine figure in the household. We have more college dropouts nowadays, more murder, more crime amongst young men and women, more drug life, more street crimes, in lieu of having single family homes. Okay, the math doesn't work, people. All right, there's plenty of successful people in this world that were raised by only their father, mother, uncle, aunt, grandparent, and they turned out just fine. That was mainly a necessity when it did happen in the 80s and 90s. And fine, what does that mean? There's low and high, meanings of that. Fine is not good enough. The two parents household, you can turn out spectacular. That's what you want. You want to create the best version of your child. Why would you subjugate them to a lesser than a spectacular existence from grabbing bonds, extracting bonds from the male and the female? Why would you want to diminish that? Psychologically, spiritually, why would you want to do that? So it's crazy. Someone said, I understand economically it is tough, but my mom had nothing and she made it work. This is Campbell. It is worth it. It is so amazing. It is worth it to have children, even though it's economically tough. But that's why you have a man to take pressure off of your economic strife. Women today don't want to do that. This whole modern feministic mindset of a lot of modern women who have their own money, they want to go out there and struggle just to be able to boast this badge of I'm a female boss. I don't need a man. It's backwards to what the Bible, instructs us to do. It's backwards. All right? So that's crazy to me. Like goes on to say, there are some people who point out that an everyday person can't make the same decision as Campbell, right? Who has an estimated net worth of 80 million. Like I said, money can't replace attachments between a child and a father. I don't care if you're worth 80 million, you get a bunch of nannies and stuff, you're not gonna build a bond with that child. They're getting this, or a cat or a dog, in lieu of a man, instead of having a man in that house to build a family unit where you take the financial pressure off the women. Sometimes they'll have none at all. They don't want that. They value that independence and money by themselves and not being able to told so much, not wanting to sit under the guidance of a man. They value that so much that they're willing to do this, create this selfish act upon this child that needs both figures in the household, male and female. If you're not in the same tax bracket as her, do not try this at home, said one Instagrammer. A fully staffed single mom is not the same as a single mom doing it alone. Exactly, replied another. While Campbell is not publicly announced who the father of her children is, she appears to be a single woman. She stated during an interview with The Cut that she prioritizes work over a relationship. That's a problem. And that at this point in her life, it's about finding someone who understands. This is so bizarre to me. Okay, that's the end of the article, guys. That's the problem with millions, most of the American modern women in this feminist movement. They're prioritizing work over relationships when men who have great personalities that they shun, when they're approached, they're willing to get on that escalator and drive it up to that plateau in life where we get to know each other and we snowball into a relationship and I'll take care of you. I'm working. If you want to work, that's fine, but you don't have to. They're denouncing that, these modern women. They are prioritizing work over relationships. That's crazy. That's ass backwards. So the thing is, 80s, 70s, 60s, 90s, even, I can't say the early 2000s, men and women knew, with the struggle that, until that we're looking at in today's society, you need two incomes. But furthermore, even more important than that, you need two figures in the household to properly groom children to be, upstanding citizens and to have them come out with the best mentality, spirituality, and self-worth. And if you have self-worth, you're definitely going to know, that you cannot do it alone. You're going to pursue that man, that partner, because you know that that's how God created us, not to be independent, but to be codependent upon each other. And this whole, financially, you got 80 million, Naomi. Why are you still trying to be you're trying to pigeonhole and be super selective when it comes to a man? That's what it sounds like at the end of this article. It sounds like she's not totally against looking for a man, but she's just trying to find someone that, what'd she say, who understands. We all understand. You're just being super selfish. Every woman, every man, every young girl, every young boy, every child needs their father. All right. I don't know what else I can say, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I usually do fitness, nutrition, wellness vlogs on this channel, but a lot of stuff about mental health and relationships. This needs to be said because Naomi Campbell is a person of influence, and this is what's happening. A lot of high-profile females in this feminist society, in this, modern-day women's Western society, is just, I don't know the word. They're kidnapping the psyche, the mentalities of our young girls and locking them and trying to tell them you don't need a man. You can do it all on your own. When there's many women that are realizing, that do know that they'd rather be sitting home, being a homemaker, creating a family and nurturing their household. So when a man comes home from work, they have good energy. That's how you build. You keep your man peaceful. Men just want peace at the end of the day. We don't want argumentative women that are throwing their degrees and their money in our face. Men don't care about how much you make. We are physical creatures. We look at beauty first and personality second. We don't care how much you make. We'll take care of you. That's what they don't get. And this has got to be the realization of our modern women before anything starts to change. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share, like, and tune back in always every week for more content, long form and shorts. Also, check out my TikTok and Instagram. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.